Hello, this is Chase from YesBox Studios. It's been about 3 months since my last upload, and a lot of... Oh, I can't improv, man. This is so hard. Hello, this is Chase from YesBox Studios. It's been a while since my last upload, and there's a lot to fill you in from the progress I made over the last 3 months. Some of the big changes I've made are changing the game to a mixture of top-down and isometric mode. I have a lot of new art, which is amazing. I started working with the pixel artist, and he is amazing. I've added vehicles and a handful of other little things that I'll show off in the video. So you might remember the game like this when it was top-down, although now this is a pure top-down instead of a tilted top-down. I plan on using this camera view to mostly display data about the game, but also you can squeeze more on the screen if you want to see what's going on in your city. So the big change, or the big reveal, is this. I have changed the game to isometric, and I'm really happy with the results. As you can see, we got a bunch of houses here and a couple grocery stores. I plan on adding a lot of other businesses and services and eventually industries over time. But for now, I want to get a handful of basic services and commercial buildings so your citizens can go to work, have a job, have things to do, et cetera, et cetera. The last video I showed off the scheduling, so a lot of that work is already done, which is great. But yeah, the next step I need to do is actually quite difficult, and I'm in the middle of it right now, is I need units to walk. Well, at first I need to add sidewalks to the roads, and then I want units to walk from their house to their car, drive to their destination, and then get out of the car and walk to the door of the building that they're going to. So this will involve adding sidewalks, parking spaces, parking lots, etc. But anyway, this is some of the new art. I have probably 100 new assets, which is amazing. So another thing is you can change the wall height if you want to see more inside of the buildings. Or you can go to the full height, which blocks most of the view, but this is the realistic, to scale size of what the building would look like otherwise. I still need to add windows and stuff, and I'm considering in the long run adding exterior views of the buildings too, but that is a long-term far-off goal. So let's go back. So I've added a bunch of different, a handful of different options down here. You can change the camera view, show zones, hide zones. I don't have the partially visible walls right now, but you will be able to do that like you saw in the previous video. And other cool things include being able to change the size of the assets that you see. Granted, I haven't actually cleaned up any of this, so it kind of looks a little muddy, but I think it'd be cool if you were able to change the size and see like a micro version of your city. Let's go back. So yeah, that's all the way zoomed out and zoomed in. So what else have I got? As before, you can place objects, but now when you scroll, you can, see all the different objects to choose from. You still have to click on, the room to get the proper filter, but now you can place, you can place a bed in any room at this point. Like if you want to add a bed to the bathroom, done. I don't know why you would want to do that, but you can. Before I had a lot of restrictions on what you can do, and I realized that wasn't fun. So I removed pretty much all the restrictions regarding object placement. Let's add a bed to the grocery store for those sleepy customers. All right, so I got the object bar. Again, none of this is final. This is just functional. I have a blueprint placement. So I'll go back to top-down mode for blueprint placement, just because I need to use the top-down assets in order to get a small descriptive blueprint preview. But now you can filter based on what kind of blueprint you're looking for, and further on I'll add more filters and whatnot. But now you can choose, again, nothing highlights, but now you can choose, you can rotate, plop down all different buildings. For now, you still have to add the driveways manually. I may or may not automate that, depending on how difficult it is. I don't think it would be too hard. But you do need the driveway to connect the building to the road so the units can walk into their home. Another thing is units can now walk around on their properties. So with anything in the zone is their property and they can walk around that. Before it was just limited to the buildings and the driveways. Let's see. As you can see, I got smooth movement. It's pretty obvious, but all the other videos, everything was jumping tile by tile. Obviously, it looks way better to have smooth movement. I have to say the depth sorting to get everything drawing in the proper order was a really hard challenge. It's pretty much done. I'll show you. Let me see. So, all right, let's go to this kitchen. So if I place an object in here, the next step I'm working on, and this is actually solved, but it's currently inactivated because I was testing some stuff. Oh, it's actually working. So normally you have to do some trickery to get stuff to draw in the proper order when you start doing offsets. But I want people to be able to move around stuff. I may have to limit it because, again, this is not a 3D game. I have to tell the GPU what order to draw everything. Actually, yeah, you can see this plant down here is drawing out of order because it has an offset. So it's partially inactive, but I have it working. It's just it's tricky when you have something against a wall and something in the middle of the room and drawing that in the proper order. But it's beyond this video to talk about right now. Also, I don't like that floor. Let's change the floor. There we go. So you can change floors. I think you can get wall colors. Let's see if it actually works. Yeah. You can change the colors of the walls, which you probably saw in a previous video. Maybe I showed that off. Maybe I didn't. Let's see, what else? So you can still path 100,000 plus cars. I changed the graph code a lot. At this point, this is more a technical talk, or at least this part of the video. You can skip it if you're bored by it. But before, roads were individual tiles, which was really hard to work with. And I stripped everything out because adding sidewalks and parking spaces with that old method would be a nightmare. So now everything is shape-based. So these, let me turn the zones off. So anything that's green is one shape or one object, and anything that's red is the intersection or the node object. And now just to connect the graph together, I just need to look for adjacent collision detections around each node. And then I can add the unit nodes, which are these things here. Let's see. So yeah, top-down art, some of it is done, some of it is not. I'm going to keep the 3D lighting effect. Some other things don't have that yet, like here. But I want it to be functional and look somewhat pleasing to look at, even though most of the time you'll be looking at the game in the isometric point of view. What else? Other things include lane switching. There's not enough traffic to show it, but if a car is stuck in traffic, and actually maybe I can just do it here. It's going to look a bit ugly like that, but so you know what? Sorry, those are too close. Let's add 100 there and add 10 here. All right, so if a vehicle is stuck in traffic, so there's 100 cars piled up in front of it right now, it will switch lanes after a timer goes off, so long as the lane switch allows it to, like that actually. I don't know why the brown car is not moving, probably because it can't. It might be taking a right. So long as the lane switch allows it to move to the proper, towards its destination, then it will look for alternative lanes to use if it's stuck in traffic. Unfortunately, both of these cars are probably taking a right, so they're not gonna switch lanes, unfortunately. But what else? That's pretty much it. I'm really happy with the updates, and again, the next step is adding the sidewalks and parking, and then after that, I'm pretty much adding content to the game. I'll be adding jobs, schedules, stuff for the unit to do. I gotta add emergency services, parks, city stuff. Hopefully I'll have a, pre-alpha but playable game to release within the next 3 months. I know I said that a while ago, but moving to isometric has put me back by a few months, but it's totally worth it. Really happy with the results. What else? Yeah, stay tuned for the next update. And I post more frequently on my subreddit. If you want to go to reddit.com/r/Archapolis. I'll be posting there hopefully a few times a week at this point, now that I have more content to show off. And yeah, if you have any feature requests, any questions, suggestions, feel free to reach out to me. You can message me on Reddit or email me at chase@yesboxstudios.com.